On October 2nd, the Ukrainian military took complete control of Lyman in the Donetsk region.
Lyman – це буде Україна.
Lyman will be Ukraine.
Lyman is strategically important for a further counterattack of the armed forces of Ukraine on the territory of the Luhansk region, military experts say. The deoccupation of Lyman was another blow on Putin's reputation. Russian troops tried to leave the city on the very day when the Russian president triumphantly signed the so-called treaties on joining the occupied Ukrainian territories of the Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporizhia regions to the Russian Federation. The Ukrainian army, meanwhile, has deoccupied a number of other settlements around the Lyman area.
The Kremlin's proclamation does not really correlate with the realities that are going on at the front. And in this context, it is quite obvious that after taking full control of the Lyman, the Ukrainian defense forces have every opportunity to advance as part of a counteroffensive, whether towards Svatovo or to the Kreminna, Rubizhne, Lysychansk and Severodonetsk areas.
They did not risk explaining their escape from Lyman as a goodwill gesture. The military leadership of the Russian Federation is criticized both on the Russian social networks and propaganda TV channels. The American Institute for the Study of War suggests that the holding of the territories of the Luhansk region occupied by the Russian army is no longer a priority for the Kremlin.
The defeat around Lyman also indicates that Russian President Vladimir Putin is deprioritizing defending the Luhansk region in favor of holding occupied territories in southern Ukraine. Ukrainian and Russian sources consistently indicate that Russian forces continue to reinforce Russian positions in the Kherson and Zaporizhia regions, from the report of the Institute for the Study of War.
Military experts consider that the armed forces of Ukraine can liberate all the territories occupied by Russia already in spring, but this will require the continued support of Western partners with supplies of weapons.
Obviously, all territories of our country will be liberated. No one will tell us yet in what terms, with what forces and means and where. But it is quite obvious that by the end of the spring of next year, as the general head of the main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine says, the entire territory of Ukraine will be liberated from the occupiers.
The permanent representative of the President of Ukraine in Crimea, Tamila Tasheva, has asked Crimeans to prepare for different scenarios and recommended Russians to leave the territory of Ukraine before the deoccupation of the peninsula begins. Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the head of the Office of the President, believes that two main parameters, weapons and the liberation of Donetsk and Luhansk, will determine the terms of the deoccupation of Crimea.
Donetsk and Lugansk are symbols of barbarian civilization. More criminal enclaves cannot be imagined in our time. By the way, I am the maximum supporter of the fact that we should go to Donetsk and Lugansk as quickly as possible. These two cities must fall. This is symbolic. And after that, not only the end of the war will be quickly understood, but the collapse of the political system in Russia will occur. Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, in an interview with Union.
The President of Ukraine has no doubts that Ukraine will return Crimea. He addressed the residents of Crimea in the occupied city of Izium.
My signal to the people in Crimea: we know that these are our people, and it is a terrible tragedy that they have been under occupation for more than 8 years. We will return there. I don't know when exactly, but we have plans and we will return there, because this is our land and our people. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
Reported by Roman Smoler, Vlada Tsurkan, UATV News.